guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 23, and it is now time for round 10 of our MotoGP 23 career mode. It is time for the Red Bull Ring of Austria. This is the Austrian GP, and we will be starting from a stupendous pole position. A 1:28.3 was good enough for me to secure pole position by a country mile, so this one should be relatively simple. Or will it? Let battle commence. So here we go then, guys, starting from the best possible spot on the grid. We will wait for the red lights to disappear, and away we go. Can you believe that? I actually increased the traction control to 2 to avoid the wheel spin, and I still had that problem with the medium rear going into the Niki Lauda curve. So that was a mess. That's not exactly where I wanted to be. I wanted to dart off to the front, get the lead, keep the lead, and win from there. But bloody hell, everyone's going really slow there into turn 2A, and then into turn 2B. And Bastianini got punted by me there, but I was not expecting the AI to go so slow there. I guess I was a bit aggressive, but wow, the AI are slow here. They're also very slow going into Remus, for which would be turn 3, but in the game it is turn 4 as we go alongside the factory Ducati. And yes, I am not using the ride height device there because I actually lose time by using the RHD. So for now, Pecco a little bit loose there. I thought he was going to go wider, so I was going to hope to go with the inside for the Schloss goal here in the Austrian sprint, but Pecco has got the lead. This is not exactly how I expected it to go, to be honest. I thought I'd be just already in the lead, dominating, and getting away with a perfect 12 points. Doesn't look like it's going to happen that simply here today, but now in one of the best corners of the Red Bull Ring Austria. This is a wonderful screenshot opportunity here for turn 8 and into turn 9. It looks absolutely stunning. But back to the action. Oh, Pecco Bagnaia. Oh my god, I'm losing the front. Wow, that is fortunate. I thought that was it for sure. Didn't feel like I did anything wrong there, but the bike just started to buck and weave, and when I seen Pecco brake so early there, I thought I was going to hit him, so I guess just turning there to the right hand side ever so slightly was not enough to really unsettle the KTM, the RC16 really slipping and sliding there, but we now have an advantage of 0.7 of a second. Pecco really struggled in that penultimate corner. Now that we've got past the number 1, we've now got a 1.2, almost 1.3 second advantage as we go into the third corner here. Not bad start, to be quite honest with you. A good acceleration on the right hand side of the tyre there to get us out of the Remus corner, now onto the long run down into the Schloss Gold for turn 4. Into the apex we have a 0.6 of a second advance, so the Ducati still have that additional power, speed and straight line power that we don't have compared to them. I guess they got engine power 2 where we have engine power 9. Not far away, but close enough and marginal to make a small difference, of course. But this has gone pretty well so far. The AI have caught back in towards the latter stage of this lap, and quick reminder, the game difficulty is indeed 120%. No changes there, still doing the full maximum extreme difficulty here in MotoGP 23. Onto the right hand side for the Red Bull Mobile corner. We now have a 1.1 second advantage. We set the fast lap of the Grand Prix at 1:28.637. Now cast my mind's back, but did I set a 1:28.3 for the qualifying? Very close to already setting pole position lap time speeds. We've got this one sorted. I'm feeling confident after feeling, well, in fact, actually thinking about it. Oh no, we had Sachsenring in between, right? So I was thinking that we were on an absolute wonderful streak of racing recently. In fact, no, it is, because Assen was round 8. We got onto pole position, we won the race, we won the sprint, we went to Silverstone, of course ignoring the sprint. We didn't do very well there, but we are actually on a podium streak for the first time this season. We had a podium in Silverstone, of course we won in Assen, a podium in Silverstone, we're finishing in second just behind the Beast in a thrilling encounter. If you didn't see that video, I highly recommend you go and watch it now. That race lasted right to the death, to the very penultimate corner where the overtake was made, and the rest was history. So definitely go out and check that out if you haven't seen it already. And of course, guys, if you are enjoying the video so far, why not hit that like button? And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well, because it does help out the algorithm. It helps push my channel and it helps me grow. So I do Really appreciate that, and I would appreciate any further assistance to the channel. You can also become a DrAce channel member as well, of course. That's it, with the link in the description down below. But getting across the line there, that is a 1:28.168. Very comfortable in the early stages of this Grand Prix, and that is what, a 1/10 and a half quicker than my pole position lap time. Easy peasy. This is great. This is actually a nice, somewhat of a nice change. I mean, of course, the tension and the intensity which was in Silverstone was really fierce. Of course, it was an incredible battle that lasted all the way down to the final corner, as mentioned already. Very difficult, but I loved it. It was one of the best races, if not the best race of the season. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I'll be recording this one after recording the Silverstone one, so I actually don't know what the comments are going to be like. Hopefully it was all good. I did hit Johan Zarco in that one, so I hope no one took offence to it. It was just a clumsy mistake of mine. I just desperately tried to get through on the Frenchman, and unfortunately for him, things didn't go all so well. But out of the worst curve then. It could have been a worst curve if we got it wrong there, but thankfully we didn't for turn 8. 0.4 of a second is the differential on this particular exchange of lap time. 1:28.6 would probably be the number again here, so good consistent pace in the early stages. The sprint is looking very promising for us, but what you've got to look at is the gap from what I assume is Jack Miller in 6th. Looking at the little paddles, the discs on the bottom left hand corner of your screen there for the map, you can see the two Ducatis are neck and neck. It looks like Joan Mir is not far behind them. He's with another rider in a battle, so that I assume would be Alicia Spargo. So in fact, it's probably Elish to Jack Miller, a gap being around 10 seconds. That looks absolutely huge. The gap to Marc Marquez is unfortunately unknown, but what we can say is that the differential in the points that we're gaining today would put us 60 points ahead of the 8 times world champion. Our goal, our objective and our desire was to finish ahead of the Spanish Honda rider in the World Championship, but you know what? That was an underwhelming achievement in a way, because he was already quite a good chunk of points behind us. We should have been more so focusing on beating Alicia Spargo, who's just a position ahead of me, or at least he was, and then of course Pecco Bagnaia and Enea Bassini. I thought that would have been more of a reasonable target. Also, would have been difficult, but would have been a bit more reasonable for a actual accomplishment rather than beating Marc Marquez. Now that's very disrespectful to Marquez, but I mean in the computer game version, he's not actually had the best of seasons. He's had some good moments, but he's not quite exactly been right up there at the top, fighting for the win every single Grand Prix. But anyway, moving on from that, let's have a quick look at the live standings. As you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, number 47 leading the way ahead of the two Ducatis. I am hoping that Pecco could just stay ahead of the Beast. The Beast did take the championship lead in the Silverstone Grand Prix, and it wasn't by much, but it was enough for him to pull away about 27 points, I think he is now ahead of me. I'm in 3rd place, so to be honest, I do want Pecco to finish ahead of him. It would help out our championship aspirations. In fact, I'm not in 3rd place, I'm absolutely lying, because of course Alicia Spargo is right up there fighting for the top spot of the championship. He was 17 points behind, Pecco was 19 or 20, so we're closing in, and if Pecco takes points away from the Beast, we all close in, so this is very, very important. The only thing I can hope for next is that Bastianini also doesn't finish very high up in the race. Who knows what's going to happen, but what I can tell you is that my qualifying lap was done on pretty much 2 laps, and I was done and dusted. I did the 1 lap in free practice, and that was enough for me to get into Q2. 2 laps in Q2, pole position. Let's crack on with the race. We're already looking at possibly a better lap time than the pole position. In fact, we've already done that, but looking at even better position. We could probably get a 1:27. It's not going to happen on this time, but I've got another lap of it yet. Bit eager on the brakes there, apologies. That looked a bit scary going into turn 1. Well, that gap is huge. And in fact, thinking of it, Alicia Spargo losing a position to Joan Mir would put me closer to a spot in the top 3. Things are coming together, you know, guys and girls. I don't remember how many points we were behind at this stage, but I know I only acquired around 100 points. I think it was about 107 that I had going into Austria, and I think that would have put me around 100 points behind Pecco and the Beast. So I am not sure, but what I can tell you is that it's quite evident, you guys already know this, but changing over to TCS1, having an upgraded motorcycle, getting better at the game as well, we must never forget that. We are having quite the season. Victories in Jerez, victories in Mugello, which was absolutely shocking. Oh my god, I thought I'd lost the front then. Did you see the front end disappear? Oh my. Hashtag stability 10. That saved me then, that really did. Stability, well, I don't think it was stability, it was handling 10. I can't remember which one was a 10, but maximum overall objective. But never mind about that. Ladies and gentlemen, we crossed the line with another sprint victory this season, and this time it's in KTM's back garden. So that's a pretty solid result, if I do say so myself, and very, very comfortable. Alicia Spargo joined me at 7 seconds between themselves and Jack Miller, but looking at the top 9 and everyone else on the screen, there's not really any surprises there, so I guess we'll move across to see the championship standings. And yes, we took 5 points away from the Beast. Bear in mind, he took 5 points away from me in Silverstone in the previous round, but if we have a good race and we finish ahead of Alicia Spargo and Pecco, we'll be right in there for the top 2 of this championship. I can't wait for the race. Let's get on with it. Let's just crack on. So, here it is. I'm going to try it again with the TCS2 to hopefully not wheel spin when we start here. And we got a good start. So that's a good start. Not as good as Enea Bastianini. My goodness, he absolutely rocketed off the line as I got around the outside of my teammate Jack Miller and into the Niki Lauda curve. We're back where we wanted to be, and we are back fighting with the Beast. You better believe I'm going to go for the lunge there. Wow, he braked early. Why did he brake so soon? I was expecting a good old ding-dong, and probably, I guess that's why he didn't want to brake any later than that. Well, that was really pathetic. I expected him to do a much better job than that. 1.4 already in the first split. No way. It could be 2 seconds going into Sector 2. Power setting 2 then, because I remember last season in the career mode with the gas, we had to drop down to power setting 1 at one point, and it was beginning to get a little bit concerning. But I can't imagine us needing to do that now, because I barely touched power setting 3. It was just enough to get us across the line, off the line, should I say, and then into the 2A and 2B corners. 1.9 is the gap already. Yeah, we could be looking at 2 second advantage of this one. Very interestingly, I've just recorded my my video for the ranking of the tracks. Oh, a bit off the circuit there, but widen to Rint. My apologies. Getting a little bit out of shape here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we did the track ranking guide today. So I've given you exactly every single track and ranked it exactly how I feel about each circuit. And I did mention in that video, I don't know if I've uploaded it now. I probably should have done by this point. I need to stop messing around and just start focusing on the Grand Prix. It was actually harder to brake with power setting 1 in that corner than it was with 2. Very strange. It just felt like it didn't brake at all. But yeah, I did mention in that video that the Red Bull Ring of Austria's AI aren't very competitive, and I think it sours it a little bit on this track. I actually really love this circuit. I think it's fantastic, and the way the motorcycles work in MotoGP 23 with this track is a match made in heaven. It feels fantastic, so I do like this track, but I wish the AI were just a bit more powerful. And I don't mean to the point where they're like the AI in Sachsenring, but just offer a bit more of a competition, because we're probably not going to see them now for ages, and we might not see them again. And I think I even mentioned that in the video you can only see them when you're in turn 6 because the AI are usually that far behind. So for purposes of this video, I'm going to just try and keep you entertained with some good old fashioned consistent lap times. I'm going to go for it in this one here today. I appreciate that it might not be the intense fight that we had in Silverstone, but so you know what? Those races do come few and far between sometimes. Sometimes you get incredible battles, and sometimes you get the dominant Lorenzo-esque performance. You don't know what you're going to get until it happens, so let's see what we can do. But that's a bad lap time. That's not great at all. We were doing 128.1s in the qualifying and, excuse me, the sprint. So 129.6 is about 1.5 down. Granted, we did mess up into the first corner, didn't we? And we were using power setting 1 temporarily to keep the fuel low, or to keep the fuel high, should I say. Just caught a glimpse there of Pecco Bagnaia. He's down to 7th, so a quick look at the standings on the left-hand side. We're leading the way, of course we are. Enea Bastianini in 2nd. Teammate Jack Miller in 3rd. It's unlikely, but if he can get past the Beast, we could pull this championship down to around... Would that be 12, 13 points? I actually forgot how many points were separated between us. But I think we're on minus 22, so we would take 12 points away from him. Yeah, we would put us on 10 points ahead, or behind Enea Bastianini. That's quite important. Let's hope Jack Miller can do that. If not, we'll just pull the gap down to 15 points, which is still an excellent achievement nonetheless. We'll keep an eye on that for now. So for now, as well, looking at the left-hand side of the screen, beyond Jack Miller, the best of the rest is Aleix Espargaro. Ahead of Johan Zarco and Pecco is Marc Marquez, so he's cutting down those championship points that he's, of course, losing out frantically to us. His teammate Joan Mir is down to 8th, so not bad, actually, for the two Repsol Hondas. I did want to consider joining them for the next season, although everyone wants me to join Ducati. And unfortunately they don't want me. I have such a terrible relationship with that team that they do not want the future world champion. If I don't win it this season, I guarantee I'll win it next. Maybe I'll stay with this bike. Maybe we go to Ducati as we just go off the circuit there. I thought it was better to go off the circuit there than rather just fight the rumble strip, and we're off the track again. Oh my goodness. I don't know what it is, but I just don't feel as comfortable as I did in the sprint. It feels loose somehow. Just a little bit, I don't know, like a bit of sliding is going on. It just doesn't feel comfortable. I was going to say a moment ago, but I hesitated. Did Jack Miller get ahead of the Beast? And now he's back ahead again. They must be engaging. And Jack Miller, on board the factory KTM, in Austria's in KTM's home Grand Prix of Austria, we could have a 1-2 here. Maybe not anymore because the Beast has got back on through, but he's still there. A double podium finish for the KTM boys would be absolutely sensational. That would be marvellous. There's no way though, surely. You know what? I'm hopeful. Fingers crossed. Say it with me, boys and girls. Jack Miller will finish in 2nd in this Grand Prix. I'm saying it. And I don't think Pecco Bagnaia will finish in the top 10. He's going to mess up his championship challenge right here in the Red Bull Ring of Austria. And I have a question, as a matter of fact. Where is Jorge Martin? Oh, look at the state of that. Throttle limit warning for me. That was warranted. But the Prima Prama Ducati were 2nd in the team's comparison, or at least 3rd. So where are they? Why are they down? Well, I know where Johan Zarco is, but I can't see Jorge Martin. That seems really strange. I also don't see Maverick Vinales. That team is ahead of us in the team's comparison. So why all of a sudden they only have one? I haven't seen any of the VR46 Ducatis either as well. I have to pay attention to this and see what is actually going on for this season, because I thought that would make a massive difference if the team with the highest comparisons at the top. And speaking of teams at the top, there goes the Red Bull KTM of Jack Miller. He's now back in the 2nd place position. P2 for Jackass. Can it be done? I would absolutely love that. It'll certainly keep me entertained whilst I'm just chucking in the laps here in the Red Bull Ring of Austria. And back onto the power with power setting 2 across the line. A little bit more difficult to get into those low 128s or possible high 27s with power setting 2. I think for the perfect lap, like a lot of these circuits, a combination of power setting 3 for the straights and then reducing to 2 mid-corner would probably work. But looking at that graphic, the map in the left-hand side of your screen, my eyes don't deceive me. I'm pretty certain of it. I may have an astigmatism in the right eye, but I can see quite clearly that Jack Miller is comfortably ahead of Enea Bastianini. Oh my goodness, Alicia Spargo was very temporarily ahead of the number 23. I am keeping one eye trained on that live standing tower. Can Alicia take away a further 3 points from Bastianini? That would help a lot. Going into Catalunya next round as well. Bear in mind, Catalunya in my previous career mode in the last season was wild. Absolutely terrific race where we fought all the way down to the very end to win the sprint. Can we do the same in the race again? We actually crashed in the race because I got a little bit eager trying to get past on Fabio Quartararo and I hit him. So my efforts went unnoticed because, of course, we didn't get as many points as we would have wanted. And I'm looking at a few other tracks this season as well. Misano, we took back-to-back victories there last time, sprint and the Grand Prix victory. Bud, the Indian GP. We were really competitive there, but we did reach track limit warnings on the final lap and therefore received only a single point when we should have had a good chunk. I still think we can win this championship, I really do. Ever since I read that comment from Potato saying go full send, that's exactly what I've been trying to do. I don't think I care too much about making contact with the AI. I was a bit nervous at first and didn't really like how silly it looks sometimes, but I think that's how you got to do it. The AI in this game are ruthless, absolutely fearless and aggressive. Why not be the same way? Why not give it to them what they give to us? 0.3 of a second is almost now in my favour. It is actually compared to the delta on the top right hand corner of your screen. And back into the left hand side. This is turn 8, bit deep for the 8th corner. That will lose us a significant amount of time, which is a damn shame actually, because we were trending to possibly go into the low 128s. That would have been a very stellar lap. But it's not that important to get good lap times. It's just important to keep on building the consistency. But fast out of the right-hander now, just touching the rumble strip is going to lose us a significant amount of time. But that is your fastest lap of the Grand Prix here in the Red Bull Ring of Austria. The featured race is delivering what looks to be the perfect 25 points. Right here in KTM's back garden. This is fantastic. Can we do it in the Italians' back garden in Misano in a couple of weeks' time? Can we do it in the Spaniards in Barcelona and Montmello? Certainly hope we can. I'm very excited for the rest of the season. I think, judging the way that AI works, it seems that the AI were given too much power in the early stage of the championship, and then towards the end they begin to fizzle out. Although the Chang'e International Circuit is also a track I didn't mention earlier, they were absolutely terrible at as well. So that could result in another perfect 37 points for our future. We have a lot to gain in this championship, and I don't think we have anything to lose. If I finish third, then great. Finish second, then great. But if we finish in first, that would be terrific. It leaves me in a tough spot though, because then what do? Do we move over to Moto E? Do I stay with the Red Bull KTM? Or do I finally give the Aces what they want and move to a GP 22 or 23? And if you're not familiar with what that bike is, it's a factory Ducati. It's a Ducati Destin Sedici. Either of the bikes would all work for me. I don't really want the GP22 because I did the Ace Academy Cup on that one. I don't mind a GP23 factory bike. Kind of makes sense. I've never ridden with a Ducati in a career mode before as well, but it kind of seems at this point that's joining the enemy. I love Ducati in real life. I love Pecco Bagnaia, Marquez, Fabio. I was going to list all the names. What's the point? It doesn't really matter. You know what my point is. I love the Ducatis, but in the game I always find myself fighting with them. So jumping shit like what Marquez has done is not something that I'm a big fan of. I'd rather fight with an underdog rather than join them and just have an easy way out. But you guys are the ones watching, and if you want to see me on a Ducati, then I guess we can make that happen. But for now, we have 6 laps to go. Still very comfortable in the lead. I'm wondering if we can get that lead over 20 plus seconds. I can't see why not. It seems that we pull off probably a second per lap, but then I look at it which should be probably 2 seconds a lap. As this is now lap 9, the gap is at 18, or almost 18 seconds. So, ooh, steady on that. Got to stop downshifting so prematurely sometimes. That's another habit of mine. It's not as bad as the downshifting to first gear, but downshifting to second does really unease the bike. And oh no, that's the worst lap timer today. I went and done it, didn't I? I dropped into the 129s. Oh, shame. Shame. Shame to the DrAce. I can't believe that. I'm annoyed. I'm actually annoyed at that. I completely flummoxed it on that last lap. This one's going to go even worse. We still have plenty of fuel though, so I don't think we'll need to change back to power setting 1, but I'll keep an eye on it. And hopefully now we can just stay at power setting 2, but dropping down to power setting 1 certainly helped me out just a moment ago. But yeah, bad lap time. I didn't want to drop into 29s. I was hoping I could still stay somewhat competitive with 28s. Maybe now we won't get to 30-second advantage, but we'll still get 20. And that's all. Oh, look at that! You can see the AI! Did you see them in the distance? If not, we'll do it on the next lap. But they were just entering Ramos Corner, turn 3. They are absolutely woeful in this circuit, aren't they? Not as bad as they were in Assen, but to be honest, when you're this comfortably ahead, they kind of are just as bad. I can't believe the difference in this one. I mean, I'm happy for it though, because it's a perfect chance for me just to continue working on race pace and getting a better feeling for the motorcycle, so I don't particularly mind it. It makes things a little bit easier for me every now and again, and I can't be too mad at that. Jack Miller's in second and Air Bastianini's behind him, so we're going to be taking points away from our biggest championship rival, and to be honest, our biggest rival regardless. The battle we had in the ref really set the tone with the aggression amongst the two of us, and going further on into Mugello, we also had a bit of a battle of engagement. So as far as I'm concerned, I think it's going to explode, and keeping Jack Miller in between of us, pulling in the championship points for us is really helpful. So I am feeling very confident now. Very confident. I also, just caught a glimpse of Pecco Bagnaia. I thought he dropped further than that, but no. Did he drop further than that? No, I think he has stayed in 7th and just managed to keep a status quo for this one. I'm a little bit distracted by the AI being so far behind there. I was trying to catch a glimpse of them again going into turn 7, but I couldn't quite see them. As Jack Miller, it's quite evident that the upgrades that we've done with the RC16 have really enhanced his performance as well. The only issue with Jack that previously he has crashed out in a lot of races. Crashed out in Silverstone, Assen I believe, and all of the races before that as well. So apart from the section ring, I think he did well there. He actually finished on the podium. So this will be another podium for Jack. This is great to see. And even if he does bin it, I think he's going to be absolutely fine, because he's got a good, 10 seconds to Bastianini? And Bastianini is in still quite the battle. Look at that snake that's coming out of the final corner now. Bastianini almost got me on the last lap, if I remember right, in the last season. Bit of a difference this time, isn't it? No longer a status quo here, as we have now, for the first time today, a 20-second advantage. As I almost went too wide there, I had to hesitate. I hesitated, I wasn't too sure right then. And Alicia Spark goes into 3rd. Okay, temporarily. Not quite. Come on, Alicia. You can do it. Keep the World Championship leader at bay. We need Marquez to get involved. We need Zarco. Now Joan Mir and Pecco are exchanging blows in the last couple of laps here in the Red Bull Ring of Austria. This is good for us. This is what we need. We were down by quite a big chunk of points to start the season, so this is one of our own very Pecco Bagnaia moments to make the comeback. Whether we will, that's a different story. But Alicia Spargo is now into 3rd. It's looking better every single lap. Fantastic. Across the line, we will start the penultimate lap with a 20.4 second advantage. The Austrian fans will be pleased, but they'll also be disappointed because the race hasn't exactly been thrilling. I also apologise for that, as this race has not been that entertaining, so my condolences and apologies that we didn't make it as something fun or as special today. But I hope we make up with it with a very solid victory. When the end of the season, when we're fighting for every single point, in no doubt which will be another Valencian war, we'll be very proud and we will be very excited to see what the outcome of this championship will be. I can't wait. Hopefully we go into the next season as a defending champion. This is great. I do appreciate if you're still watching at this point as well. I do really appreciate you still sticking around. I can imagine that it's been not the most enjoyable races, but I still appreciate anyone who's watching and still listening to my commentary waffling on 13 laps into this session. As Jack Miller's gap now to Aleix is monumental. Aleix has also got a comfortable spot, a comfortable gap to Enea Bastianini. This is getting better every single lap. I don't know what the gap would be now. I said earlier it'd be 10 points. I think that's right. I still don't know though. I would get 25, Jack would get 20, so that's 5 away from him. Aleix would then get 16, Bastianini would get 13, so we would take 12 points away from Bastianini. There, yes, we would be 20 points behind. So this is it, the final lap to reduce the gap. Jack Miller's gone down! Surely that's not going to mess him up though, surely not. He should have a very comfortable advantage, surely. I think he does. He's just going into the final corner now. He's now getting across the line. Aleix Espargaro's in the final corner. He's all right. Jack's safe. As long as he doesn't blow it again, we should be all right. Look at that gap, though. That's what 30 seconds or almost 30 seconds looks like on the graphic in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. That's crazy. That's absolutely unbelievable. And I don't even know if I got the point system right, but we'll find out in a bit. 10 points is what I'm expecting to be behind the beast going into Catalonia. And if we do well in the sprint, we do well in the race, then into Mazzano, have another good couple of races, then into Buda, we should be absolutely perfect. I can't wait. I am pumped for this season. It's getting better and better. Each and every upgrade makes this motorcycle more fun to ride, makes it better for me, makes it stronger. This is good. This is solid. Who cares about this shocking lap time? I'm going to go for a wheelie anyway. I didn't manage to do it in the Ace Academy Cup that time, but I hope we can do it this time. So take our time, drop down to first gear, back into second. Go on, lift. Do a bit of an endo, lift. Yeah, there we go. Wheelie for the aces. I should really remember to reduce the anti-wheelie there, but yeah, I didn't do it. Oh, Pecco then moved up to 5th place. That was an important couple of points for the world champion. But down the order, no surprises there. No surprising Takaki Nakagami on the podium or anything crazy like that. Augusto Fernandez, still no points for him. We are second. There is the championship standings. We are second, just 10 points behind Enea Bastianini. Marc Marquez is now behind Jack Miller, who's shot up 2 positions. And as regarding everyone else, it's only Augusto Fernandez who is yet to acquire a single point. This has been brilliant. 10 points behind the championship leader. We've got a chance. We have absolutely every bit of chance as everyone else. Excellent. Not bad for the team's championship, but I'm curious to see what it's done for the Constructors' Championship, because Ducati finished only in 4th. We'll take a look at that in a moment. But for now, guys, thanks for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. 35 points is the difference. But upon that note, that is it from me. So, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh, hi. Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.